I'm Melanie Cain. I'm originally from Carroll, Iowa. That's in the middle of nowhere in Iowa. I went to Luther College in Decorah for music, and I also majored in art. And then I came to Madison in 2001. I went to UW, and I got a master's in vocal performance. And then I went on to get my doctorate at UW as well, with a doctorate in vocal performance and a minor in opera production. So my mentor there was Bill Farlow, and I spent 5 years at UW and loved Madison so much I stayed here. So now I run Maven Vocal Arts in Madison. I have a studio of about 40 private students. And I also artistically direct Fresco Opera Theater. We're in our fifth season of that. And Fresco, if you haven't ever been to a show, we do things a little different with opera. We keep all the music the same, but we write new storylines and bring a little more modern twist into an opera production. So my concept for Mikado is a little non-traditional. I'd like to reset it in Japanese anime. So for those of you that don't know what Japanese anime is, it's pretty much animation out of Japan. It's got a very specific look, a very specific style. Some of the things you'll see in anime are lots of color, lots of fantastical stories. It's very fantasy-like and really big, bold characters. And so when I read that about anime, and I knew that about anime, I instantly, of course, thought of opera, because we're big, bold characters and we have crazy stories a lot of the time. So Mikado is quite a crazy story, and as opera is usually. So I thought of resetting it in that style. So in the 90s, they had Japanese anime, it was called the anime boom. And so in the 90s, it really took off as an export of Japan and was seen as Japan's art. And so going into the Mikado now, so the Mikado, written by Gilbert and Sullivan, was meant to be a farce on British culture, British class and rank, right? So they wanted to reset it into a different place that was more exotic. And so they chose Japan because Japan was very, very popular during this time. It was considered exotic and fantastic and just really great. But where they were getting their images from was from Japanese art. So Japanese art would come, it would be on the vases, on the fans, on those types of art that was exported. You'd have the very traditional dress, the traditional kimonos, and those type of things. So that's what they based it on. So my idea is, what if we look at what's coming out of Japan now as their major art form, and that's anime. So I thought it would be kind of cool to take our current look at what Japan is exporting and reset it in there. The great thing too is it takes away from what's considered now to be a little racy as far as the traditional setting of the Japanese Mikado, and it just kind of takes that away. We don't have to worry about that traditional sense and kind of embrace what's coming out of Japan now.